Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. Testing, testing. Oh, I got. Testing 1, 2. Holy shit. Let's see. Okay. Alrighty.
The Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-2, in conjunction with Colfax High School, presents Viking Pregame. A look at today's Colfax Vikings boys game. And now, Viking Pregame.
Good evening and welcome to the NLWN-2 studios. Rick Olson here, and tonight the Colfax Vikings are getting ready to wrap up the 2024 portion of this season by taking on the Augusta Beavers in a non-conference game at Augusta High School. Both teams come into this game with one win on the season, as the Vikings are at 1-5, while the Beavers have a 1-6 record. So both teams would like to close out 2024 with a crooked number in the winning column. Now, coming up in this edition of Viking Pregame, we'll take a look at tonight's matchup between the Augusta Beavers and the Colfax Vikings. Then we'll get Coach Height's perspective on today's game in Coach's Corner. Next, we'll take a quick look around the Dunn-St. Croix Conference and see where the conference stands at the end of 2024. Following that, our broadcast crew will bring you all the play-by-play action of today's non-conference game between the Augusta Beavers and the Colfax Vikings. So it's time to get ready for some exciting high school boys basketball. All that coming up right after this brief timeout as you're tuned to Viking Pregame on NLWN-2.
My name's Stacy, I'm 57, and I was adopted in 2020. One teen can come in and make you look at life in a whole different way.
You know, he's my father, so I look up to him a lot. If I can be 10% of the man he is, I'll be a happy person for sure.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org.
Welcome back to Viking Pregame as we're getting ready to bring you all the action of tonight's non-conference game between the Colfax Vikings and the Augusta Beavers. The Vikings are coming into this game following a 55-49 loss to the Elk Mound Mounders back on December 20th, while the Beavers slipped by the Olivestrom Cardinals 77-75, and that was also on December 20th. Now, in that loss to Elk Mound, the Vikings started out strong, and then Elk Mound used their experience and hot shooting to take command, only to have the Vikings come storming back to close the gap to 2 points late in the second half, but that's all the closer they could get. Now, leading the way for the Vikings in that effort was 6-foot senior Aiden Fisher, who hit on 9 of 21 field goal attempts, including 2 three-pointers for 23 points.
Heel Hovde with the ball. Fisher, top of the key. 3 for Colfax. Vikings lead now 14-13.
6'5" freshman Russell Pekowski, followed by nailing 3 three-pointers as part of going 5 for 9 from the floor and a pair of free throws for 15 points.
Hovde fires off to Nichols, and it's Polkowski for 3, and the Vikings take their first lead, 7-6, 13 minutes.
On the boards, the Vikings were led by Pekowski, who grabbed 11 rebounds and was followed by Fisher, Theo Hovde, and Orion Nichols, who combined for another 16 boards. Now, the Augusta Beavers come into tonight's game with an overall record of 1 win and 6 losses and are 1-5 in the large Dairyland Conference. Their only win this season came back on December 20th when the Beavers defeated the Olivestrom Cardinals in a nail-biter 77-75. Now, in that win, the Beavers were led by junior guard Bryce Butke, who went 11 for 34 from the floor, including a three-pointer, as well as 10 for 12 from the free throw line for 33 points. Sophomore Owen Lee and senior Bo Hammer contributed 16 and 10 points, respectively. Hammer led the way for the Beavers in rebounding with 12 boards. Now, so far on the season, the Beavers are being led by Butke, who's shooting 38% from the floor, as well as 76% from the charity stripe, while averaging over 14 points per game. He's being followed by senior guard Noah Schroeder and Lee, who are averaging over 8 and 7 points per game, respectively. On the boards, watch for Lee and Butke, who are combining to pull down an average of 9 rebounds per game. Now, thus far on the season, leading the way for the Vikings is Aiden Fisher, who is shooting 47% from the floor while averaging over 23 points per game. He's followed by Russell Pekowski, who's chipping in nearly 12 points per game, and Orion Nichols, who's scoring over 10. On the boards, Pekowski leads the way, averaging over 10 rebounds per game. He's followed by Nichols and Fisher, who are combining to grab over 11 boards. Now, coming up next, following this timeout, we'll get the coach's perspective as we chat with Viking head coach Nick Height on Coach's Corner. You're tuned to Viking Pregame on NLWN-2.
Be right there. Wait. Use the shovel and bucket of water, remember? Drown, stir, drown, feel. Then make sure it's cool.
Where'd you learn that?
SmokeyBear.com. Brushed up on some tips before we left. Don't want to start a wildfire, right?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Time now to see what the coaches have to say. It's Coach's Corner, what they look at tonight's game from the coach's point of view. And now, Coach's Corner.
Today on Coach's Corner, we're once again talking with Viking boys head coach Nick Height. And Coach, I sure hope you had a wonderful holiday break.
Yeah, it was good. You know, always good to spend time with family and see the little nephew. You know, got some practices in over break, so that's always good. And it seemed like everyone had a good Christmas. I hope you did too, Rick.
Yeah, it was a very good Christmas. But that said, now it's time to get back to basketball. And in just a little bit, the Vikings are going to be taking on the 1-6 Augusta Beavers. Now, before we get to that game, back on December 20th, the Vikings dropped a tough, hard-fought 55-49 decision to the Elk Mound Mounders. Your thoughts about that game?
Well, you know, we held our own. I think we learned a lot about our team through that. You know, I know even though it's a loss, you go into a pretty high environment. I thought we had a shot there at the end to, you know, potentially sneak that one out. I was really proud of our guys and how we competed and played there. But now we just have to make that the standard. You know, we need to come in each and every game now, and that has to be the expectation of how we need to play. So we've preached that a lot over break. So I'm excited to see us play tonight.
Now, in that game, it seemed as though the Mounders felt that Aiden Fisher and Russell Pekowski were going to get their points. And if they shut down everyone else, they'd be successful. And that they did, with Fisher scoring 23, Pekowski getting 15. However, only 4 others put points on the board, and that was only 11 points. What can be done to get more production from the other players on the roster?
You know, I like our looks. You know, again, I'll go back to, you know, with 2 minutes left in the game, you know, Theo's layups in and out, and, you know, it makes it a one-possession game with 2 minutes to go. You know, I like the open shots that we've been getting. We do a ton of shooting in practice, so, you know, hopefully just with our practice and things like that, get shooters into set shots is going to be always a good thing for us.
Do you think there might be a situation where some of those other players are looking to feed the ball to Fisher or Pekowski or to Orion Nichols, who seem to have the hot hands for the Vikings, rather than taking really good shots on their own? They give up their really good shot to feed them because they kind of have a hot hand.
Yeah, you know, I've seen that a few times. You know, and one thing we've preached this year is being unselfish. So I'm not going to fault them for that. We have talked about a few of our guys, you know, being able to, you know, you need to take some of those shots. You know, it's tough to say, but, you know, hopefully we can find a way past that and get some points from some other places as well.
Yeah, there is a real delicate balance between being unselfish and going ahead and taking a shot you ought to take. Defensively, the Vikings held a pretty powerful Mounder team down to 55 points. What are some of the positives you can take from the Viking defense?
Well, I think in the second half, when we sent our double to the low post, it really gave Nowhere a lot of fits. It created some turnovers. That was nice. I didn't think they shot the ball extremely well from outside. Again, too many offensive rebounds. So, if you can limit them to one shot, our defense is tough, especially if we're set. Our issue is we need to get better on the rebounding aspect.
Now, once again, this game was pretty physical in nature, and the Vikings have been learning how to hang in there in tough physical play. Your comments about how this can be beneficial in the long run for the Vikings?
I think, when you get into your deeper stretch of league play and then even into the playoffs, you can't – physicality is only going to make you better. I think it's really benefited Russell a lot, being a freshman and seeing that physicality on how hard you need to play, especially in the post when he's guarding that. So I think that has really benefited him and made him a better player. We just can learn from it, grow from it, but we also need to kind of bring a physical edge ourselves.
Now, tonight the Vikings are going to take on the 1-6 Augusta Beavers from the large Dairyland Conference in a non-conference wrap-up to the 2024 portion of the season. What can you tell us about the Beavers and the challenges that they present?
Well, they might throw a lot at you. I've watched quite a few of their games. Some of them they've played man-to-man. Some of them they've played, diamond press. Some of them they've played zone back into zone in the half court. So we have to really be ready for everything. I think we'll be ready to go. We over the last week or so, we've really prepared ourselves. But, you always get a little leery coming back off of Christmas on how we're going to come out ready to perform or not. So hopefully we'll be ready to go tonight.
Well, Coach, good luck on tonight's game. Hopefully the Vikings can find a way to end the 2024 portion and head into 2025 on a positive note.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking forward to it. It's nice to get back and playing games.
You've been listening to Coach's Corner, where they look at tonight's game from the coach's point of view. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
Welcome back to Viking Pregame. Tonight, there is no conference play in the Dunn St. Croix Conference, so this is a good opportunity to see where the conference wrapped up the 2024 portion of the season. Now, back on December 20th, the conference had a full slate of games, and that includes the Vikings dropping a tough 55-49 loss to the Elkmont Mounders. It was the Durand, Arkansas Panthers on top of the Glenwood City Hilltoppers, 66-49. And the Spring Valley Cardinals defeated the Mondovi Buffaloes, 62-33. The Boyceville Bulldogs upended the Elmwood Plum City Wolves, 55-50. In non-conference action, on December 26th, the Durand, Arkansas Panthers traveled to Winona State University to take on Dover Eota, Minnesota in a holiday tournament, with the Panthers coming away on top, 69-53. Then on the 27th, the Durand, Arkansas Panthers were nipped by Richland Center, 74-70. While the Altoona Railroaders faced off against the Elkmont Mounders, with the Mounders winning 71-61. The Glenwood City Hilltoppers defeated the Prairie Farm Panthers 74-55, while the Regis Ramblers topped the Mondovi Buffaloes 70-40. The Elmwood Plum City Wolves hosted the Elmwood Plum City Holiday Classic when the Wolves faced the Alma Pepin Eagles on the 27th, and the Eagles came out on top 67-64. And then on the 28th, the Wolves faced the Cadott Hornets, with the Wolves emerging victorious in a wild scoring affair, 88-83. Now tonight, in addition to the Vikings taking on the Augusta Beavers, the only other conference team in action are the Mondovi Buffaloes, who will host the Luther Knights from Onalaska. The Viking boys are looking to wrap up 2024 on a winning note. The Vikings look to play another physical contest, and hopefully they've developed the stamina to play a solid entire game. Meanwhile, the Beavers would like to add another win to their 1-6 record. So the stage is set for some exciting high school boys basketball, with the Colfax Vikings facing the Augusta Beavers. Now in just a moment, we'll send it out to Augusta High School, where our broadcast crew is ready to bring you all the action of today's boys game. That's all coming up next. You've been tuned to Viking Pregame on NLWN-2.
My dad was a farmer. The guy was bigger than life. He wasn't someone that liked to show his emotion or liked to show when he was struggling, but we all struggle. I want to show emotion to my kids. It's something that brings me so much joy, and I want them to see me working through things. Allow your kids to know that it's okay to struggle, that even dad doesn't know the answer sometimes, but we're gonna figure it out together.
You've been tuned to Viking Pregame with a look at today's Colfax Viking Boys game. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-2. Stay tuned. Coming up next is live Colfax Viking basketball. It happens to everyone eventually. Your computer goes on the fritz. Fear not, Sladen's Technology Services can help. When your computer decides to not cooperate, it can be very frustrating. Let Sladen's Technology Services keep you from wanting to drive your computer right off a cliff. Sladen's Technology Services supports business of all sizes. They offer assistance with managed anti-malware, encrypted email, fast tech support, data backup, and recovery, and more. Call Sladen's Technology Services at 715-864-2833 and get the IT help you desire. Sladen's Technology Services is the official IT service for the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
Colfax Viking Boys Basketball is on the air.
Takes it to the top of the key, puts up the shot, he hit it! Fisher hits
The Northern Light Webcasting Network, along with NLWN-2, is excited to bring you Colfax High School Boys Basketball.
Around, feeds it underneath Orion Nichols, and he put it up and in.
Yeah, great
Vikings back on top.
Join us as we follow the Vikings while they battle their way through the Dunn St. Croix Conference.
And they get it to Charbonneau, back to Larson. Three-pointer, he hit it! Trey Larson hit the three.
And now out to the gym for today's Colfax Viking basketball.
Good evening and welcome to Augusta. Jay Foam, Dan Pechaw with you to bring you this non-conference matchup between the Colfax Vikings and the Augusta Beavers. We'll have the introductions of the starting lineups here for you.
First, the visiting Colfax Vikings. Number 2, senior Leo Huffley. Number 4, senior Aiden Fisher. Number 10, junior Ryan Nichols. Number 12, the junior Charlie Sherlock. And 30, a freshman Russell Polkowski. He's coached by the captain assistant by Tristan Gilson, and he's on it out. And now the starting lineup for the Hotel. And now the sophomore number 2, Owen Lee. And now the sophomore number 40, Caleb Colby. And now the senior number 5, Noah Schroeder. And for the senior number 12, Bo Hubbard. And for the junior number 14, Bryce Bucky. We were coached by Byron King, assisted by Tim Edwards and Nick Halverson.
So there are the starting lineups for tonight, and we are in a corner in Augusta on one end of the court, the Augusta end. So you will see the Vikings dressed in road red with white trim, and they will be moving toward the left. And Vikings lose the ball, and Owen Lee picks it up for the Beavers. Lee give and go out to Bryce Butke. And they keep it around top there, and breaking for it and putting in a layup is Owen Lee. And the Beavers on the board first. It's 2-0 Augusta. Now down the floor with it, Polkowski. He'll put a short shot up. It'll fall short, and it's rebounded by Lee. Lee down along the far side. Passes it to Noah Schroeder. Then to Butke. Back out to Noah Schroeder. And keeping it around up on top. Colfax man-to-man. Trying to match up with him. Colby with the ball. Comes out of the back corner. And he'll give it to Butke. Dumped off to the free throw line to Bo Harmer. His shot falls short, tapped around. It's rebounded by Colfax Ryan Nichols. Down the floor to Aiden Fisher. Fisher makes a move, and shot doesn't go in. And the Beavers keep it. 16:40 to go here in the first. Driving, nice block by Russ Polkowski. And the Vikings get it back. Hovde will bring it up the floor for Colfax. 16:28 to go. First half, it's 2-0 Augusta. And it's down underneath, a great feed to Russ Polkowski from Aiden Fisher, and we're tied at 2, 16:15 to go. Lee puts up a shot, rolls off the top, and rolls off the top of Polkowski, and then the reload by Noah Schroeder. And the Beavers go up 4-2 with 16 minutes to go. Driving is Fisher, puts in the layup. Nice move by him, and Augusta takes a timeout. 15:54 to go. Here in the first, we're tied at 4. You're watching NLWN-2.
The teen years are a great time for your child to gain practical experience in managing finances. Perhaps he or she already has a summer job lined up. A free checking account at Derry State Bank can help teens learn to set a budget, track spending, use a debit card, make deposits, and more. Plus, parents are account co-owners and have the ability to supervise the learning process. Give us a call today. Derry State Bank, banking on relationships. Member FDIC.
Welcome back. Augusta brings the ball up the floor. It's Lee taking it down the far side. He'll give it to Schroeder. Colby comes to help. Ball gets loose. There to get it is Hovde for the Vikings. He'll drive toward the right side. He loses it, saves it before it goes out. He's still moving with it to Polkowski from the corner. Shot missed, and reload up, and there's going to be a foul underneath there. That is going to be charged to Augusta's Matthew Hoff now into the ball game. Hoff's a senior forward. Going underneath the basket, throwing it in is Nichols, out on top to Fisher. Back to Nichols, 3 missed, rebounded by Lee for the Beavers. Quickly up the floor, they find Schroeder. Schroeder pulls up from 8 and puts in the jumper, and it's a 6-4 Augusta lead. Down the floor, it's Fisher. Fisher for 3, doesn't go, rebounded by Polkowski. He gets caught underneath and ends up dribbling it on the end line right here. So the Beavers get it back. Owen Lee up the floor for Augusta. Lee to Colby. Over to Schroeder. Colfax defending, and a pass goes to Noah Schroeder. It goes by him, but somehow that got tipped by the Vikings. 14:40 to go, first period, first half. Beavers with a 6-4 lead in the ball. Matt Hoff with the ball. Tosses it to Lee. Lee to Colby. Driving in for the Beavers is Noah Schroeder. He's got 6 of the Beavers' 8 points so far. They lead 8-4. Now they get it right back. Ball hits the rim, and it's finally rebounded by Colfax. Coming out with it is Hovde. Hovde up the floor. Dished off in the corner to Charbonneau. Fisher inside to Nichols. Down to Hovde. 3 falls short. Ball gets loose. It's rebounded by Butke. Butke out to Schroeder. Schroeder trying to stretch a layup in there, doesn't go, but there for the rebound is Hoff. And from the top of the key for the Beavers, it's Colby. He airballs it, and the Vikings will get it back. .13:45 remaining, first period. Beavers out in front 8-4. Pass goes in the middle to Fisher, then up the floor to Polkowski. Back to Nichols, and loose ball picked up by the Beavers. We've got a scurry for it, and it looks like the foul is going to be charged to number 30. That foul's going to be on Russell Polkowski. So that's one team foul apiece here as we're at 13:34 to go in the first period. Augusta leads Colfax 8-4. Driving up with it is Schroeder. And Harmon. It goes to, and layup by Fisher. (8-6) Augusta leading Colfax, and Augusta loses the ball. Jay Fall and Dan Petshaw with you from Augusta here on NLWN-2. The Colfax Viking Boys with the ball, trailing by a bucket. And pass goes cross court to Aiden Fisher for 3, and the Vikings take their first lead, 9-8, 12:48 to go here in the first half. And then traveling on the other end, Noah Schroeder, so it's coming back to the Vikings. Join us Friday, January 3rd on NLWN-TV as we bring you Colfax Viking girls basketball. Vikings will face the Bloomer Blackhawks. Trying to go up for a shot, Aiden Fisher. And he ends up, Augusta ends up knocking it out of bounds, so the Vikings will keep it on this end of the floor. Ryan Nichols is going to throw it in, throws it into Hovde here in the near corner. Hovde takes it out on top, goes to Fisher, and over his back, Over his shoulder is Noah Schroeder. That is the second foul for the Beavers and the first for him. Nichols is going to throw it in again. Alley-oops it in. One-handed catch by Fisher. Fisher's going to drive in, come back. Tosses it in the corner to Nichols. Nichols for three. Rolls off. No good. Rebounded by Butke. Butke up the floor. Pulls up from the free throw line. That shot catches the back iron. Rolls out. And we're just going to wait for it to go out. It's going to be off the Vikings. So the Beavers will get it on their end of the floor. Bounce pass in goes to Harmer. Ball's loose again, and it goes out of bounds off Augusta. So turnover to the Vikings. 12:06 remaining. First half, it's Colfax 9, Augusta 8. Down along the side of Ryan Nichols to Charbonneau. Back to Nichols. Ball gets loose, but then it's Polkowski gets it taken away from him. Going up the floor with it is Butke. And now it's stolen back by the Vikings. Theo Hovde out to Aiden Fisher. Fisher, another three ball. Aiden Fisher has 8 points tonight. 8 of the Colfax's 12 points. And that shot going up and in for Owen Lee of Augusta. 12-10 Colfax with the ball, facing pressure. Ball to Fisher. Fisher, another three ball. Hits it again. 3 threes so far for Aiden Fisher. 11-12 to go first half. It's 15-10 Colfax. Down on the baseline, it goes to Harmer. Back out on top, Butke flying in with a layup. And it's 15-10 Colfax, and a foul is going to be called on Charlie Charbonneau of the Vikings. That is the Vikings' second foul. Well, let's see. I sent something over to the scores table, didn't get on there yet. No, that foul was on Bo Harmer for Augusta. Driving in Nichols. Larson out to Aiden Fisher, falling down, and he is fouled. Fisher's going to go to the line for 3 free throws. That is Noah Schroeder's second foul of the night. That's Augusta's 4th foul. And so Aiden Fisher's going to the line for 3 free throws. First one doesn't go. 10:43 left to go in the first. Second of 3 is good. Aiden Fisher with 14 of the Vikings' 16 points. And Fisher puts in number 3. Vikings is up by 5. With the ball, it's Lee in the middle to Butke. Loose ball picked up by Fisher. Fisher going one-on-one is gonna be fouled on the way down, and that foul is going to be charged to Dimitri Schroeder. That's his first, and that is the 5th foul so far for the Beavers here in the first half. Inbounds throw into Nichols, then into Polkowski. Gets his own rebound. Put back, good. 4 points for Russell tonight. 10:20 remaining. First half, it's 19-12 Vikings. Driving in, Owen Lee attempting a layup. And he is fouled on the way in by Trey Larson. So that is only the 3rd foul for the Vikings. That is Larson's first. And that sends Owen Lee to the free throw line for a pair of free throws. 10:14 to go in the first. First free throw good. So the Colfax girls facing the Bloomer Blackhawks in a non-conference game at Bloomer. 6:40 the coverage. Begins with Viking pregame, and play-by-play follows that on NLWN-TV. That's Friday night. Ball goes out of bounds off the Vikings. Augusta's going to keep it on their end. Inbounds pass goes into Lee. Outside to Butke. Butke with a jump shot from about 10, and the Beavers closing in. Now Fisher going to try to keep that lead, and Polkowski can't pull in that rebound. Owen Lee does for Augusta. Up the floor to Dimitri Schroeder. Schroeder on the floor. Bounces it off the legs. Well, no, actually they're going to say he was out of bounds with it, so Colfax will bring it up the floor. 9:50 left first half. Full court pressure goes to Nichols. Up to Fisher. Fisher stops off the glass or off the rim, falls short. Now reload, up and in. Fisher. Nichols had that first shot. Fisher. Big night for Colfax. 21-16 lead, and a big shot bounces off for the Beavers. Rebounded by Noah Schroeder. He'll put it up off the glass and in. And we have a timeout on the floor. 9:19 remaining in the first half. It's Colfax 21, Augusta 18. You're watching Colfax Viking Basketball on NLWN-2.
500.
That's right. The Northern Light Webcasting Network will soon be broadcasting its 500th event. Join us on January 6th as we celebrate this momentous occasion. We have special rewards for our loyal followers simply by tuning in. So, help us celebrate our 500th broadcast when the Colfax Viking girls take on the St. Croix Central Panthers on Monday, January 6th at 6:40 p.m. on NLWN-TV and NLWN-2.
Back at Augusta, Colfax with a three-point lead, and the ball stolen away by Noah Schroeder of Augusta. Shot goes up, missed, foul. Well, let's see. Nope, the ball will just go out of bounds off of Augusta. Colfax will try to get it out of the backcourt again. Hovde with it. Deep on the baseline, goes to Fisher. Up to Nichols. Nichols makes a move, goes up, and he is fouled on the way up. Let's see if this was a shooting foul or not. And no, it was before the shot. That is going to be charged to Bo Harmer, and that is his second foul. Nichols to throw it in, goes out on top to Fisher. Back to Nichols at the free throw line, down in the corner. Trey Larson up, bangs around and down for three. 3 points for Larson, and the Vikings lead 24-18. And the shot outside the three-point arch for Noah Schroeder. He is the leading scorer for the Beavers. He has 11 of the Beavers' 21 points. And we have a substitution for Augusta. Caleb Colvey now checking in to give Bo Harmer a break. Up the floor it goes to Fisher. Fisher to Hovde on the wing. Cross court to Larson. Larson back to Hovde, top of the key. Fisher looks at a three, pulls up a little closer, shot short. Rebound by Polkowski, up and in on the reload. 6 points for Russ Polkowski. And it's 26-21, Colfax leading by 5. Ball gets away from Dimitri Schroeder. He'll manage to get it to Lee. Lee being guarded by Larson. Back in the middle, it goes out to Butke. Butke outside to Dimitri Schroeder, and we have a foul away from the ball. And that is going to be charged to Orion Nichols. That's his first. And driving in for the Beavers, number 14, Bryce Butke, and he is fouled on the way in. And that one will be called nope, I guess that was just going out of bounds. No foul on there, it looks like. Driving in. Schroeder outside, three-point shot missed, but the rebound picked up by Noah Schroeder. Top of the key. Pass goes to Dimitri Schroeder. He'll send a pass out to the left. Top of the key, Dimitri Schroeder. Shot missed, gets his own rebound, goes up again and puts it in. That's the first bucket for Dimitri Schroeder, and the Vikings lead is now down to 3. And stolen away underneath by Owen Lee. Lee gets it to Butke. Butke back down on the baseline to Dimitri Schroeder. His shot falls short. He gets the rebound, fires it back out on top to Lee. And we're going to have a foul away from the ball. That's on Theo Hubdy. That's his second. Driving in, Butke, stolen away, bringing it up the floor, Trey Larson. Larson having trouble hanging on to it. Gets it out to Charbonneau. Charbonneau back from Nichols. Nichols drives in, goes up, and we're going to have a foul charge to the Beavers, Caleb Colvey. That is his first foul, and that is the 7th, so that is going to, well, just because that was a shooting foul, it's going to send Ryan Nichols to the free throw line. So he will shoot 2. First one is good. Fall goes as planned. Join us Friday, January 3rd here on NLWN-2 as we bring you Colfax Viking Boys Basketball. Again, the Vikings will travel to Turtle Lake High School to take on the Lakers. Our coverage begins with Viking pregame at 6:40, followed by live play-by-play action. That shot missed, and the loose ball picked up by Noah Schroeder. Schroeder makes a pass, and missing the layup is Bryce Butke. And a foul's going to be called on Bryce Butke. And that is going to be a 1-on-1 for the Vikings, or 1+1 for the Vikings. 8 fouls for Augusta, 5 for Colfax. 6:33 left to go here in the first half. Jay Fall and Dan Petchall with you. Non-conference action from Augusta, the Colfax Viking Boys here on the Northern Light Webcasting Network, NLWN-2. First free throw bounces around, skyward a little bit, and then goes in. Ryan Nichols, 2 points so far for Ryan, and now has 3. Puts the Vikings back up by 6. Augusta with the ball. And we'll have another foul. That one will be called on Orion Nichols. That is his second and Colfax's 6th foul of the half. So on the next foul, both teams are in the bonus. And stolen away by Fisher. Fisher up the floor to Polkowski, who gets hammered and is going to get 2 free throws. That foul is going to be charged to Bo Harmer, who's picked up foul number 3. So Russ Polkowski, the freshman for Colfax, will get 2 free throws here. First one, good. 6:19 left. First half, Colfax 30, Augusta 23. Don't forget that school resumes in the Colfax district on Thursday, January 2nd. Second free throw doesn't go. Augusta's going to bring it up the floor. It's Schroeder. Noah Schroeder bounces it to Bryce Butke. Shot goes up, missed, rebounded by Orion Nichols of the Vikings. Nichols off to Hovde. Top of the key, Orion Nichols fall away on the shot attempt. He's going to get 2 as he was fouled by Augusta's Matthew Hoff, and Hoff picks up his second foul. Free throw doesn't go. 1 week from tonight, January 6th, the Northern Light Webcasting Network, and that one doesn't go either, but the putback good for Aiden Fisher. 19 points for Fisher. Trying to knock that ball away is Bryce Butke. A week from tonight, January 6th, the Northern Light Webcasting Network will broadcast our 500th event when the Viking girls host the St. Croix Central Panthers. Be sure to tune in for special gifts for our loyal viewers. That's all coming up Monday night, January 6th on both NLWN-TV and NLWN-2. Charbonneau out to Fisher. Fisher to Polkowski. Shot missed. Going to go off of Ryan Nichols and out of bounds. 5:21 left in the first half. It's Colfax 32, Augusta 23. From Augusta, Noah Schroeder. Out to Butke. Butke guarded by a couple. Butke's going to take a three-point shot. Falls short, and it's rebounded by Aiden Fisher. Fisher down the floor is going to drive in on his own, go up, and he draws a foul. Aiden Fisher, a banner night, 19 points so far, and he's going to go to the line for 2 free throws. Matthew Hoff picks up foul number 3. First free throw, misses. And the second one, good. And a timeout called by the Beavers. 4:52 remaining. First period, it's Colfax 33, Augusta 23. You're watching Colfax Vikings Boys Basketball on NLWN-2.
When you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it, rest assured, you can still get that meal by going to Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax. Mom's is open daily, serving breakfast and lunch, and don't forget dinner on Friday nights with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee is always hot, the breakfast is always delicious, and lunch will put a smile on your face and in your stomach. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub.
To get your lawn or garden to perform at attracting what you want, you first need to know what your soil is working with. That's where Midwest Environmental Consultants can help. Their soil testing service can give you a complete rundown on your soil's nutrition and health. They test for nitrogen levels, phosphorus, potash, micronutrients, minerals, pH, and organic matter. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants put you in control of your soil's health. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 608-468-2067. That's Midwest Environmental Consultants, serving Western Wisconsin.
4:50 left to go, first half. Augusta with the ball coming off the timeout. Polkowski gets a hand in there, and actually Augusta loses the ball out of bounds. So Nichols is going to throw it in to Charbonneau. Colfax up by 10. Fisher inside to Nichols, three-point attempt. Fisher rolls off, no good. Coming up with a rebound is Orion Nichols, and a jump ball is going to be called, and it'll be, looks like possession Augusta. Colfax in the double bonus. On the next Colfax foul, Augusta will be in the bonus. 4:22 down the floor. It goes to Dimitri Schroeder. Up on top to Bryce Butke. Or down in the corner to Butke. Being guarded, ball gets loose. Coming up with it is Polkowski. Polkowski has it knocked away by Augusta's Noah Schroeder. Was hoping some reinforcements would get down there. Didn't get down there quite quick enough. And Owen Lee traveled with the ball. 3:58 remaining. Trey Larson is our profile interview coming up at Viking halftime. That'll be coming your way in just under 4 minutes. Charbonneau out to Fisher. Ball knocked outside. It goes to Fisher. Back from Augusta. Fisher going up and draws another foul. So Fisher's going to go to the line for a couple of more free throws. That foul is going to be charged to Caleb Colby, the second foul for him tonight. Aiden Fisher, first one, swishes in. Colfax 34, Augusta 23. And attempt to get that rebound. Went off Colfax. Augusta's going to get it back. Pass to Lee. Lee back to Dimitri Schroeder. And Schroeder goes in with a nice layup. 4 points for him so far. 3:25 left to go, first half. Charbonneau. High on the right side, goes into Polkowski. Polkowski up and in. 9 points for Russell Polkowski tonight. Noah Schroeder up the floor for Augusta. And we are going to have a foul charge to Theo Hovde. That is Theo's first foul. Oh, Charbonneau, sorry, 12, yep. And Schroeder with the second of the bonus misses. Colfax up the floor. Charbonneau. Fires off to the left to Nate Edwards. And Charbonneau, top of the key, bangs around. No, rebounded by Augusta's Caleb Colby. Ball gets loose, coming out with it is Dimitri Schroeder. He'll make a one-handed pass up the floor to Colby, and Colby will put in the three-pointer for his first points of the night. And the Vikings still lead 36-29 over the Augusta Beavers. Charlie Charbonneau. Round the horn out to Polkowski. Polkowski goes up and puts in the bucket. 11 points for Russell Polkowski tonight. And another three-pointer sails in for Bryce Butke. That is 7 points for Butke. Approaching the 2-minute mark here in the first half. It's Charlie Charbonneau. Ball gets stolen. Driving up the floor for Altoona is Bryce Butke. Butke puts in a layup, and he is fouled before the shot, so Butke's going to shoot 1+1. And that foul going to be charged to Charbonneau. So Bryce Butke going to shoot 1+1. First shot good. So that is 8 points so far for Bryce Butke. And the second one goes in as well. Colfax with a 4-point lead. Up the floor with it, Trey Larson for the Vikings. Larson bounces it into Orion Nichols. Back to Larson. Larson's going to drive in. Out to Polkowski. Polkowski took a step. 1:42 to go first half. Colfax 38, Augusta 34. Trey Larson reties his shoe, and we're set to go. Trey is our halftime Viking profile, so we invite you to stay tuned for that. It's Owen Lee. Got it back to Dimitri Schroeder, who took it back across the half-court line, and that's an over and back violation. 1:32 to go first half. It's 38-34 Vikings. And three-point attempt by Fisher missed, and a tussle for it underneath. And trying to go back up with it is Russell Polkowski, and he is fouled on the way up, so he's going to get 2 free throws. And that is the third foul on Noah Schroeder of the Augusta Beavers. So Russell Polkowski going to shoot 2 free throws. First one, no good. Now checking in for Augusta is Nathan Atkinson, is giving Noah Schroeder a break. And Polkowski makes the second of the 2 free throws. Augusta bringing the ball up. Dimitri Schroeder down to the near side. 3-point shot missed, but getting his own rebound is Bryce Butke. Now he's at the snout of the beaver down there, and then he's gets it back to Owen Lee. Now that shot missed by Caleb Colby, and Colfax will come up with it. Down inside a minute. Driving up the floor as Orion Nichols loses the ball. Picked up by Bryce Butke. Butke tries to move around Hovde. And Hovde charged with his third foul. Right before we go to the second half of action tonight, we'll recap the scoring and let you know who's approaching foul trouble or in it. Bryce Butke, first free throw is good. 10 points for Bryce Butke so far for Augusta. Second one, good as well. Trey Larson driving, dumps it off to Nate Edwards. And his pass is deflected. He tries to get it into Polkowski, but the ball is kicked by Altoona, so it's going to go out of bounds on this side of the Colfax basket. 33.8 seconds remaining. Colfax lead is now only 3. Down in the corner goes to Nate Edwards. Edwards into Polkowski. Down underneath to Nichols. Ball stolen away from him by Nate Atkinson. Up the floor it goes to Owen Lee. Out to Caleb Colby. Colby doubled up on the baseline. Owen Lee. Then out to Dimitri Schroeder. Three-pointer missed, but the rebound goes back to Lee. Lee is going to go up with it. Misses, and the ball goes out of bounds. Colfax is going to get it back. 10.4 seconds remains here in the first half as Trey Larson brings it up the floor. Larson, shot missed, and rebounded by Caleb Colby. And our halftime score, the Colfax Vikings 39, the Augusta Beavers 36. We now invite you to stay tuned for Viking halftime. That is coming your way next. You're watching Colfax Viking Boys Basketball on NLWN-2.
Anderson Bridges, located in Colfax, Wisconsin, has been manufacturing prefabricated steel truss bridges since 1989. With hundreds of bridges supplied nationwide, we suspect you've crossed our path. It may have been on a pedestrian or bicycle bridge, or how about a snowmobile, ATV, or golf course bridge? Anderson Bridges is likely to have manufactured it. Founded in 1989, Anderson Bridges has been a family-owned company since its beginning and are proud to support the Colfax Vikings.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Time now for Viking Halftime, with today's Viking profile and other halftime entertainment. That's coming up right after this.
Time now for Viking Profile, where we take a closer look at one of the Colfax Viking players. And now, Viking Profile.
Today on Viking Profile, we're talking with Trey Larson, who is a sophomore here at Colfax High School. And Trey, we know that you play basketball, but are you involved in any other activities here at school?
I do golf.
Okay, and how's your golf game going?
I'm not very good.
Oh, you take the scenic route.
Yes.
Yeah, and you get your money's worth for that course because you see every bit of it.
I want to see all the trees. So.
Oh, yeah, that's the same way I play. I mean, you can become an arborist the way I play. All right, so when did you start playing basketball, and what kind of an experience has that been for you?
I started playing in 3rd grade, and that was great for leadership and teamwork.
Okay, and so what's the most important thing that you've learned playing basketball?
Probably leadership and teamwork.
Okay, and how do you think that you can exhibit that on the field?
Just by being a good teammate, leading your team.
Okay, all right. So when you're not playing basketball, you're not here at school, what are some other things that keep you interested or keep you occupied?
I like to hunt and fish and golf and stuff like that.
Get outdoors?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, here are those rapid fire questions. Ice cream, cake, or cookies?
Ice cream.
Which kind?
Blue Moon.
Okay, all right. Burger, bread, or hot dog?
Burger.
What do you want on that burger?
Just ketchup.
Just ketchup? Just a naked burger and some ketchup?
Yep.
All right, that sounds good to me. I'll eat a burger just about anywhere they come. Favorite color and why?
Probably blue. I've just liked this since I was a kid.
Okay. Now, if you could have a superpower, what would that be and why?
Probably to control the weather. Gotta know what I wear every day.
That's a good reason. Yeah. Sure. All right. Now, if you had the ability to control that weather, you have to have a superhero name to go with it. So what's Trey's superhero name?
Fortniter King 22.
That sounds like a gamer.
It is a gamer name.
Okay. Favorite NBA team?
Bucks.
And favorite collegiate team?
Badgers.
All right. Now, if you could pick the brain of anybody in sports history, regardless of the time or regardless of the sport, who would you want to sit down and pick the brain with and why?
Dead or alive, right?
Yeah, either way.
Larry Bird.
And what do you want to learn from Larry?
I don't know, just how he became such a good shooter.
Okay, and he was, and so you're not so bad at shooting yourself. You can just teach the golf ball to act like a basketball.
Right? Yeah. Just go in the hole.
We're talking with Trey Larson today on Viking Profile. And Trey, what are your plans for after high school?
Probably go to college, get a job, stuff like that.
How about a shout out to the family?
Shout out Mom and Dad and Grandpa.
Okay. And when people come to Viking games, what number are you wearing and where are we going to find you on the floor?
Number 3, I'm a shooting guard. I'll be chucking up threes.
All right, we want to thank Trey Larson for joining us today on Viking Profile. Coming up next, more Viking Halftime.
You've been listening to Viking Profile. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here. Wait. What? I can't drive. Why? My. Oh.
Kids start vaping. And I can't let this happen to my kid. So if you want to talk to your kids, you have to get it trending.
No, you're doing it wrong.
Let's go.
Can we talk?
Yeah, what's up?
Visit talkaboutvaping.org for tips on when and how to have the vape talk.
You've been tuned to Viking Halftime. Stay tuned. Coming up is second half action of today's Viking game on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Welcome back to Augusta. Halftime wrapping up here as the Colfax Vikings lead the Augusta Beavers by a score of 39-36. Taking a look at scoring, Aiden Fisher leads all scorers, 21 points in the first half, including 3 3-pointers. Then Russell Polkowski follows up with 12, and then the 3-ball for Trey Larson and 3 free throws for Ryan Nichols gives us the 39 points for the Vikings. Theo Hovde has 3 fouls, probably the only Viking looking to be in foul trouble. For Augusta, their leading scorer is Noah Schroeder. He has 12 points. Bryce Butke right behind him with 11. 6 points for Owen Lee, 4 for Dimitri Schroeder, and 3 for Caleb Colvey for their 36 points. And actually, Schroeder and Noah Schroeder and Bo Harmer, along with Matthew Hoff, all have 3 fouls for the Beavers. We invite you to join us on Friday night, January 3rd on NLWN-TV as we bring you the Colfax Viking girls basketball. The Vikings will face the Bloomer Blackhawks in a non-conference matchup from Bloomer High School. And our coverage begins with Viking pregame at 6:40, followed by live play-by-play action. If all goes as planned, join us on Friday, January 3rd on NLWN-2 as we bring you Colfax Viking Boys Basketball. Vikings will travel to Turtle Lake High School to take on the Lakers. Again, coverage begins with Viking pregame at 6:40, followed by live play-by-play action, and that is right here on NLWN-2. A week from tonight, January 6th, the Northern Light Webcasting Network will be broadcasting our 500th event when the Viking girls host the St. Croix Central Panthers. Be sure to tune in for special gifts for our loyal viewers. That's all coming up a week from tonight, January 6th, on both NLWN-TV and NLWN-2. Vikings start with the ball. They're going to the other end. They have a 3-point lead. Ball goes inside to Orion Nichols. Ball rolls out. Rebound covered by Colfax. Up, 3-point attempt. Good for Russell Polkowski. And the Vikings stretch their lead to 6, 42-36. Hovde taps the ball away, but it ends up going out of bounds. So the Beavers will hang on to it. Caleb Colby out to Bo Harmer, and Harmer goes in for the layup. That is Harmer's first bucket of the night. 17-12 remains here in the second. And the pass goes inside to Orion Nichols. Nichols' layup missed, but it's tipped by Augusta and goes out of bounds, so the Vikings keep it on their end. We've got about 17 minutes remaining in the second half of tonight's contest. Jay Fall and Dan Petchaw with you from Augusta. Up on top, it goes to Theo Hovde. Hovde to Nichols. Nichols up, rolls it off the rim. Polkowski with a rebound, trying to go up. It's tipped away, and quickly up the floor it goes to Bryce Butke. Butke with the layup. And it's 42-40. Vikings lead, cut to 2. Charlie Charbonneau and Hovde now with the ball. Hovde gets it back. Charbonneau drives the left side of the lane, back to Hovde. Hovde into Nichols. Shot missed. Rebounded by the Beavers. Up the floor with it is Noah Schroeder. Schroeder out in the far side, and we're going to have a foul called on Charlie Charbonneau of the Vikings. That is his third, the first of the second half. Pass goes out to Bryce Butke. Butke to Colby. Schroeder picking it up off the floor. Noah Schroeder. Driving in for Augusta. Off the glass. Doesn't go. Rebounded by Harmer. Harmer goes up. That shot missed. Rebounded by Hovde. Hovde hands it off to Aiden Fisher. Fisher's 3-point attempt missed. Reload up by Polkowski. That one's missed. Goes out of bounds. Augusta will bring it back. 15:42 left second half. Colfax 42, Augusta 40. And Lee, give and go to Butke. Colby, Schroeder. Out, Colby to Butke. Butke up from 10, good. That's 15 points for Bryce Butke for Augusta, and we are tied at 42. Ball to Charbonneau, up at the top of the key. Fires left to Fisher. Down to Hovde in the corner, back out on top to Charbonneau. Charbonneau drives in, blocked, gets it back to Fisher. 3-point attempt, rolls off, no good, but the rebound by Polkowski puts it up and in. Russell Polkowski, 17 points so far tonight. And he's going to get a free throw on top of that. So the Vikings lead by 2, 44-42, 14:41 left here in the second half. Free throw missed. Reload up and good for Aiden Fisher. 23 points for him tonight. As Augusta brings the ball up, Owen Lee. Lee out to Schroeder. Ball tapped away out of bounds by Fisher. So Augusta's going to keep it on this end. 14:27 left, second half. And the shot by Noah Schroeder missed, rebounded by Polkowski up the floor to Fisher. Fisher drives in now, and he's called for traveling, going up against the big man there. Join us Friday night on NLWN-TV. We bring you Colfax Viking girls basketball. The girls face the Bloomer Blackhawks in a non-conference matchup from Bloomer. Our coverage begins with Viking pregame at 6:40. That's on NLWN-TV. Shot by Augusta miss. Russell Polkowski with the rebound to Theo Hovde. Hovde out to Charbonneau. Back into Nichols. Outside to Fisher. Fisher in the lane. Called for traveling. 13:50 to go, second half. Vikings by 4 over Augusta. Jay Fall and Dan Petrell with you from Augusta. Noah Schroeder driving on Aiden Fisher. Pass goes out in the corner to Owen Lee. Opposite corner, Noah Schroeder. Ball loose, and it's stolen by Ryan Nichols. He's going to toss it to Polkowski, and Hovde can't bring it in right in front of the Augusta student section. So the Beavers get the ball on their end. Butke gets it back from Harmer. Butke out to Colby. Colby outside the arch. Tries to get a pass in there to Lee. Can't handle it. And coming up with a loose ball is Polkowski. To Hovde. Up the floor to Charbonneau. Back in, and a bucket by Ryan Nichols. 5 points for him tonight, and the Vikings are up by 6. Over on the far side, Schroeder. Schroeder guarded by Aiden Fisher. Noah Schroeder just loops a pass wildly over to the other side. It goes out of bounds, and Colfax will get it back. Ryan Nichols is going to throw it in right below where we're sitting here, up high in the corner at Augusta. Theo Hovde drives, gets a pass over to Aiden Fisher. Fisher saves it from going out, back to Hovde, out to Polkowski. Colfax out on top with it. Hovde looking underneath. Will go down in the near corner to Charbonneau, back to Hovde. Hovde drives in, open lane on the left side, missed, gets his own rebound, is going to go back up in the land of Giants. That doesn't go again, and rebounded by Dimitri Schroeder. He'll bring it up the floor for Augusta, and he had a pretty wide step there, and Schroeder and Noah and Dimitri trying to get the ball to each other, and we're going to have a foul on one of the Vikings. It's going to be called on Aiden Fisher. That is his first, Colfax's second of the half. Throw in goes into Owen Lee. Lee to Butke. Gets it back. Loose ball picked up by Fisher on the steal. Fisher moving in, trying to go up. Ball knocked down out of bounds. 11:39 left second half. It's Vikings 48, Augusta Beavers 42. Out on top with it, it is Charbonneau. Charbonneau out to Hovde. Hovde to Fisher. Dumps it off down to Polkowski. Shot goes over the rim, no good. Rebounded by Augusta's Dimitri Schroeder. Schroeder driving in. He'll fire a pass off to Matthew Hoff, and he doesn't get it in, and it goes out of bounds. Colfax will get it back. Orion Nichols is going to throw it in. 11:16 to go. Second half. Ball goes as planned. Join us Friday night on NLWN-2. We'll bring you the Colfax boys as they continue on the road. Non-conference action at Turtle Lake to take on the Lakers. Coverage begins with Viking pregame at 6:40, followed by play-by-play action. It's Hovde. Top of the key, fires it over to Fisher. Back to Hovde. In the middle to Nichols, Nichols, three-point attempt, good! 8 points for Orion Nichols as the Vikings now lead by 9. Loose ball picked up by Aiden Fisher. Fisher going for it. He's going to wait, and he is fouled on the way down by Dimitri Schroeder. That's Dimitri's second foul. And the ball will go out underneath as it was before the shot. Out in the corner, Nichols, three-pointer, rolls around out, rebounded by Hovde. Scoop pass out to Polkowski, or that's Edwards. Shot doesn't go. Augusta comes up with it. Owen Lee with the ball. Owen Lee to Dimitri Schroeder over the top, no good, and the ball is going to, as Aiden Fisher fell on the end line, Augusta's going to get it back. Throw in the corner here to Dimitri Schroeder. Shot missed, rebounded by Fisher. Fisher up the floor to Polkowski. Polkowski driving in. Layup on the left side missed, but he is fouled on the way up, so he is going to get a couple of free throws. Bryce Butke's going to get charged with that one. So on the line, Russell Polkowski. First one, good. 18 points for Russell Polkowski tonight. Colfax with a 10-point lead, 10:08 remaining in the second half. Coming up with a rebound, Colfax, and trying to get it out of there was Nate Edwards. And Colfax takes it back. Now it goes back to Augusta, Dimitri Schroeder. And Noah Schroeder being harassed by Aiden Fisher. Down in the near corner here to Owen Lee, and he traveled. Ball going back to Colfax. Vikings with a 10-point lead, 9:43 left second half. Inbounds throw to Hovde. Hovde loses it, trying to get it over to Orion Nichols. And a foul. No, looks like no foul. Colfax is going to get the ball back. Three-point shot. Fisher bounces out, no good. Ball gets loose, and it goes back to the Vikings. Goes off of Augusta. 10-point Colfax lead. 9:24 to go. And Augusta wants a full timeout. 9:24 remaining second half. Colfax Vikings 52. Augusta Beavers 42. You're watching Colfax Boys Basketball on NLWN-2.
C&K Construction is your source for high-quality concrete and construction work in the Chippewa Valley. Established in 2014, C&K Construction in Chippewa Falls is a leading concrete contractor proud to serve Eau Claire, Altoona, Menominee, and surrounding areas. Specializing in concrete construction, excavating, flatwork poured walls, and much more, they're right for all of your concrete needs. Call C&K Construction in Chippewa Falls at 715-559-1335.
500.
That's right. The Northern Light Webcasting Network will soon be broadcasting its 500th event. Join us on January 6th as we celebrate this momentous occasion. We have special rewards for our loyal followers simply by tuning in. So, help us celebrate our 500th broadcast when the Colfax Viking girls take on the St. Croix Central Panthers on Monday, January 6th at 6:40 p.m. on NLWN-TV and NLWN-2.
Welcome back to Augusta. 9:24 left, second half. Colfax 52, Augusta 42. Boys back in action at Turtle Lake Friday night. Inbounds pass stolen by the Beavers' Bryce Butke. Butke takes it to the house. That's 17 points for him, and the Vikings will try to answer here. Pass goes back to Trey Larson. Larson down inside to Nichols. Nichols dishes it off to Polkowski. Polkowski goes up off the glass. And the foul's going to be charged to Caleb Colby. That's the third foul for him. And Russ Polkowski will go to the free throw line for a couple more. First one good. 19 points for Russ Polkowski. And the second one good as well. Augusta up the floor quickly. Schroeder puts it up and in. Noah Schroeder. That's 14 points for him. 54-46. Colfax leading Augusta. Nate Edwards passes it inside. Gets it to Russ Polkowski, and he'll put in another bucket. Beavers up the floor. Bryce Butke to Noah Schroeder at the jump circle. Back to Butke. Butke up from the free throw line. Missed. Reload. Missed. And Polkowski with the rebound. Fisher gets it from Larson. Fisher's going to go with a layup on the right side. Trey Larson, 5 points. Or Fisher. Sorry, that's Fisher. And again, Fisher in there stealing the ball. He's going to go for another layup. That one falls short. It's rebounded by Lee. Tyler Lee up to Dimitri Schroeder. Aiden Fisher guarding him. Stolen away by Russell Polkowski. Clear shot to the hoop. Jams it home for the Vikings. Augusta up the floor. Schroeder with the ball. Having trouble with it. Polkowski comes up with it. And it is going to be a foul called on Noah Schroeder. That is his fourth. Vikings now lead by 14. It's 60-46. Theo Hubney bringing it up the floor to Trey Larson. And stolen away by the Beavers, Bryce Butke. Butke with a layup, good. Bryce Butke with 19 points now. Hubney will bring it up for Colfax. Give and go to Larson. Larson out to Hubney. Hubney back to Larson. Larson, three-point attempt, rolls around and out. Polkowski got a hand on it, but it goes back in to Nichols, who puts it up and in and will get a free throw out of the deal as well. Ryan Nichols now has 10 points. And Caleb Colby picks up his fourth foul, so that is the second Altoona Beaver in foul trouble. Finishes off the three-point play. And to throw it in for Augusta will be Dimitri Schroeder. Toss it over to Butke. Butke to Dimitri Schroeder. He'll hand it off to Tyler Lee, back in the corner. Open Butke for three, missed. Rebounded by Hovde. Hovde up the floor to Fisher. Fisher, Polkowski again! Hammers it home. 65-48 Vikings. And Augusta going up with a shot. Missed. Ball is loose. Scurry for it on the floor. We're going to have a jump ball. And it'll be possession Augusta. Boy, both teams scrapping for it tonight. But the Vikings with a better outcome for their scrapping. Dimitri Schroeder's going to throw it in underneath the Augusta basket on the right side. In the corner goes to Butke. 6:15 remains in the second half. Butke out to James Shong now into the ball game for Augusta. Dimitri Schroeder having some trouble on his feet. Puts it up, doesn't go. Rebounded by Russell Polkowski. To Hayden Fisher. To Trey Larson. Larson shot falls short. Matthew Hoff comes up with a rebound. And we're going to have a foul charge to Orion Nichols of the Vikings. That is his third. Augusta, Dimitri Schroeder. Schroeder out to Shong, back to Dimitri. Back in the middle to Butke. Dimitri Schroeder, corner. (65-48) Vikings. Hovde to Fisher. And the pass goes very errant away from Aiden Fisher. There's no way he was going to get that, and Augusta's going to get it on their end of the floor. 5:07 left, second half. Colfax 65, Augusta 48. Butke out to Dimitri. Dimitri Schroeder to Butke. Butke dumps it off to James Shong. Shong for three, missed. Fisher gets out in front of it with the loose ball. Waits, puts it up and in. Aiden Fisher. 27 points for him tonight. And we have a timeout called on the floor by Augusta. Colfax 67, Augusta 48, 4:38 to go in the second half. You're watching Colfax Boys Basketball on NLWN-2.
Menominee Eye and Optical can help you see the world for the beautiful place it is. Doctors Nicholas and Marianne Comro provide comprehensive and emergency eye care for all, including pediatric and special needs patients. Whether it's examination for glasses to cataract or LASIK care, or diagnosis and management of macular degeneration, and so much more. In addition, Menominee Eye and Optical's experienced opticians will help guide you to the highest quality eyewear for the best value. That's Menominee Eye and Optical, 520 Wilson Avenue in Menominee, where they specialize in quality personalized care for you and your family. One week from tonight, January 6th,
The Northern Light Webcasting Network will broadcast our 500th event when the Viking girls host the St. Croix Central Panthers. Be sure to tune in for special gifts for our loyal viewers. That's all coming up Monday, January 6th on both NLWN-TV and NLWN-2. Driving in for a layup attempt is Noah Schroeder. He is fouled on the way in. And that is going to go against Russ Polkowski. That is only Russell's second foul tonight. That will put Noah Schroeder on the line for 2 free throws. First shot missed. Vikings with a 19-point lead, 67-48 over Augusta. Second free throw's good. That's 15 points tonight for Noah Schroeder. Vikings bringing up the floor. It's Hovde. Drives in, left an open lane, shot a little bit short, rebounded by Lee. Lee loses the ball, but Augusta keeps it. Noah Schroeder out to Bo Harmer. Schroeder up from 14. Shot tipped by, I think, Polkowski. Now up the floor. It goes to Fisher. Fisher to Hovde. Hovde up top goes to Trey Larson. Back in, Aiden Fisher. Puts in another one, 29 points for Aiden Fisher tonight. Butke with the ball for Augusta, hands it off to Harmer. Harmer's shot missed, rebounded by Fisher. Fisher to Hovde. Across the floor over to Trey Larson, and Larson is fouled. 3:23 left to go in the second half. That foul is going to be called on Bryce Butke. That is his third foul, and that is the 8th foul for Augusta. So Trey Larson's going to go to the line for 1 and 1, makes the first. And the second goes in as well. 5 points for Trey Larson tonight. Augusta with the ball up the floor. Noah Schroeder out to Harmer. Back to Noah Schroeder. Ball gets loose, and it's picked up by Russell Polkowski. He'll feed it to Trey Larson. Larson. Cross court. Back out on top, Trey Larson. Larson out to Polkowski. Loose ball. He manages to pick it up, and then it tosses it to Noah Schroeder for Augusta. Now Hovde comes up with a loose ball, stolen back by Augusta's Owen Lee, and it goes to Bryce Butke for a layup. 21 points for Bryce Butke for the Beavers, and it is a 20-point Colfax lead, 71-51. Back down on the far corner. Back to Hovde up on top. Polkowski. Back up to Fisher. Fisher has the ball tapped away. Driving is Butke. Butke's shot missed, but the putback by Owen Lee is good. That's 8 points for Owen Lee. 2:15 remaining in the second half, and a full timeout called by Colfax. Vikings 71, Beavers 53. You're watching Colfax Viking Boys Basketball on NLWN-TV, or NLWN-2.
The teen years are a great time for your child to gain practical experience in managing finances. Perhaps he or she already has a summer job lined up. A free checking account at Dairy State Bank can help teens learn to set a budget, track spending, use a debit card, make deposits, and more. Plus, parents are account co-owners and have the ability to supervise the learning process. Give us a call today. Dairy State Bank, banking on relationships. Member FDIC.
Welcome back. Colfax experiencing full court pressure from the Beavers. Theo Hovde breaks that pressure. And he's dangerously close to the half-court line, and it is going to be an over and back violation. 2:01 left, second half. Colfax 71, Augusta 53. Throw in from Owen Lee to Bryce Butke. Butke out to Bo Harmer. Three-point shot missed. Rebounded by Theo Hovde. Hovde across the center circle gets a little bump on the way down by a puzzled Noah Schroeder. That is his fifth foul he's done for the night. Noah Schroeder leaves the game with 15 points, and on the free throw line for Colfax, 1-1, Theo Hovde. And Hovde was on the free throw line, so Theo, although has been moving the ball around very well for the Vikings, has not scored tonight. But doing a good job as the field general tonight. Kyle Taylor's three-point shot missed, but it's tipped back in by Owen Lee. That's 10 points for him. A minute and a half to go in the ball game. Colfax with a big lead, 71-55 over the Augusta Beavers. And ball is going back to Augusta. Owen Lee to Kyle Taylor. Taylor, three-pointer! And the gym erupts. And it is stolen away, and again, Kyle Taylor puts in a bucket, 5 points, just like that, a minute to go. Hovde up the floor to Trey Larson. Back over to Charlie Charbonneau. Back out to Hunter Roberts. Around the corner. Charlie Charbonneau is fouled on the play by Bryce Butke. That is his fourth foul. So that is going to place on the free throw line Charlie Charbonneau, who also has yet to score tonight. And that is still the case. Colfax in the double bonus now, since there are 10 fouls on Augusta. 35.6 seconds to go. We invite you to stay tuned for Viking halftime. And inbounds throw goes into Owen Lee. Lee into Kyle Taylor. Taylor almost made another layup and then gets run over by his teammate, Bryce Butke, with the ball for Augusta. Butke out to Kyle Taylor. Three-point shot missed, and the rebound by Colfax's Moretu Emsch. 12 seconds to go. Holding the ball high. Trey Larson is just going to hold on to it. Out in the corner goes to Emsch. Emsch into Levi Elwood. And that's the ball game. The Colfax Vikings win 72 to the Augusta Beavers 60. Colfax now is 2-5 on the season, while Augusta is now 1-6. So we invite you to stay tuned for our post-game show that's coming your way next. You're watching Colfax Viking Boys Basketball. Actually, we'll tell you that tonight's Colfax High School basketball game is brought to you by Dairy State Bank, where they're banking on relationships. Midwest Environmental Consultants, soil testers for Western Wisconsin. Anderson Bridges, who have been manufacturing prefabricated steel truss bridges since 1989. Slayton's Technology IT provider for the Northern Light Webcasting Network. Menominee Eye and Optical with quality personalized care for you and your family. C&K Construction, concrete experts for the Chippewa Valley, and Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax. Comfort food the way Mom used to make it. Be sure to thank these fine sponsors for bringing you Colfax Viking Basketball here on NLWN-2.
You need some help?
Your tow chains are a little loose. Could spark a wildfire. I could show you how to secure them properly if you'd like.
Sure. Thanks a lot.
Anytime. You should check out SmokeyBear.com. They've got a bunch of tips on wildfire prevention.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
You have been tuned to Colfax Viking Boys Basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-2. This copyrighted production of the Northern Light Webcasting Network and Colfax High School is intended for the enjoyment of the viewing and listening audience. Any broadcast, rebroadcast, or reproduction in part or in whole in any form without the express written consent of the Northern Light Webcasting Network, LLC, and Colfax High School is prohibited. Stay tuned. Coming up next is Viking Postgame with a look back at today's game.
In November of 2018, our daughter Jana passed away. The outpouring of support was unbelievable. Support that we received inspired us to start a foundation called the Jana Kelly Memorial Foundation. And through that foundation,
we've given back in a lot of different ways, through projects, through different other charities that we've supported. We like to help Humane Association, and the Ronald McDonald House is something that's very near and dear to us. We've also recently, this last year, we actually built a tiny house. It's really exciting to be able to give back in different ways.
To learn more or to help financially, would find us on Facebook or www.janakelly.com.
Time now for Viking Postgame, a wrap-up of today's Colfax Viking Boys game. And now, Viking Postgame.
If your estate isn't looking quite estate-like, let Midwest Environmental Consultants landscape your estate right up to snuff with installation of retaining walls, brick patios, foundation planting beds, and so much more. Then they'll keep it that way with their expert lawn care service. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 608-468-2067. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants help make your estate the showplace of the neighborhood.
Welcome back to Augusta. The Colfax Vikings win their second game of the season by a score of 72-60. And joining us now is head coach. Congratulations.
Yeah, well, almost had a heart attack doing it, but
oh yeah,
a win's a win, I guess. Win's a win. I can tell that we're still in Christmas break mode, but you know, we just got to get back to kind of our standard and where we were before. So, you know, credit Augusta, made the game kind of sloppy for us. I just thought we were a little quick on offense a few times, tried to run out, and it was very sloppy.
Okay, but you had, you ended up with a nice, scoring effort by Aiden Fisher, 29-26 for Russell Polkowski, and a lot of support.
Russell really played well on the glass. You know, I think he had almost 10 offensive rebounds in the game, talking to Coach Kittleson. But, it was the second half rebounding was a big difference for us offensively and defensively. We had a little chat at halftime that maybe woke up the kids. So their rebounding effort in the second half was a lot better.
Was that the key? What else did you talk about as far as?
I just think, when you have some time off and you maybe look at a record, we play these guys in the summer and, maybe overlooked them a little bit from our guys' standpoint. So just coming in and then defensively, we reached so much, and I think in the second half we really just said trying to play a little more discipline on the defensive end. So.
All right. Well, a win's a win, and it was, a pretty substantial one there.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always fun to get one in the column, and looking forward to Friday, and then we finally get to come back home. So it's been a while.
Yeah, it seems like we've been on the road, for months.
Yeah, believe me. So we're looking forward to that.
But Turtle Lake on Friday, what do you know about them?
They got a 6'6" junior who's going to be tough, kind of a nightmare matchup. So they've been playing good basketball. So we're going to have to come ready to go. We're going to practice on Wednesday and gear up for them. So.
All right. Awesome. Nick, congratulations. Thanks for coming up and talking
have a
with
good
us.
New Year.
Yeah, thank
Merry
you. You
Christmas.
as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nick Height, head coach of the Colfax Vikings. And let's see. We might as well finish this up right here on camera. So as we had said, Aiden Fisher had 29 points, and Russell Polkowski had 26. 11 for Ryan Nichols and 5 for Trey Larson. That gives Colfax their 72 points. I think I'm missing 2 for Augusta, but their leading scorer was Bryce Butke. He had 4 fouls but 21 points. 15 points for Noah Schroeder, who ended up fouling out in the last couple minutes of the game. 10 points for Owen Lee. And 5 for Kyle Taylor, 4 for Dimitri Schroeder, and 3 for Caleb Colvey, and 2 for Bo Harmer. So the final tonight, 72-60. The Viking boys play at Turtle Lake for the end of what seems to be a long, long road here for the Vikings, and they'll be coming home next week. And the girls on Friday night will be playing at Bloomer, and both those games start at 6:40 with Viking pregame, and the live play-by-play follows. NLWN-TV is where the girls will be, and the boys will be here on NLWN2. So we thank you for joining us tonight. Hope you enjoyed tonight's presentation of the Colfax Vikings picking up a win over the Augusta Beavers 72-60. For Dan Pecha, I'm Jay Fall. Thanks a lot for joining us, and good night. Happy New Year.
You've been listening to Viking Postgame, a wrap-up of today's Colfax Viking Boys game. This has been a production of the Northern Light Webcasting Network.